Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're going over the best badge layout for every type of slasher in NBA 2K20. I hope y'all enjoy the vid. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try to get this one to 500 likes in the first 24 hours. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. As a lot of y'all know who are subbed to my channel, I have 3 different types of slasher variants. I got my finisher, which is the finishing and defense pie chart, and then we got the pure slasher as well, and then I got my play slash on top of that. So we're gonna get straight into this. I'm gonna break down all 3 of those builds, and then I'll even get to maybe the BP build, which is like the slash and sharp combo too, but we'll maybe get to that. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy, and we're gonna get straight through this. So, starting off with my finisher, I'm gonna show the finishing badge layout. We're gonna go just in order from finishing to shooting to playmaking to defense, and I gotta explain. There's gonna be 2 different situations that I'm gonna explain on what badge layout I run. A lot of this is dependent on who I'm playing with or what court I'm on. So you're gonna see a lot of instances. I'll break it all down, and I'm just here to put y'all onto what I use in every situation. So this setup right here, as you can see, is my 3v3, not really touching the ball too much. It's me as like a true inside big. I keep the relentless and lob city finisher on because all I'm really playing as is a true lob catcher. I'm playing straight pick and roller. We're not really doing too much otherwise. I don't really need the fancy footwork because I have 6'1" point guards that I'm rocking out with that, you know, are gonna always have the ball in their hands. So this is more as a screen setting big man style, and you can see I have the bronze giant slayer and all that stuff as well. Again, and you would probably ask why I don't use pick and roller. A lot of y'all who already know how I feel about this badge, though, how it doesn't activate on slips and stuff like that. I feel like it's just a wasted badge. It's not really worth my time. And then, like I said, we're gonna keep relentless on high just to help with the finishing on the fatigue, maybe contested lobs as well. Just to, like I said, me as the pick and roller, all this finishing stuff, it's mad important. So as I'm speaking on that, I'm just gonna explain all the badges I use for the 3v3 set and playing with like the skilled ball handlers and stuff like that too. So you're gonna see I keep the gold quick first step at all times. Downhill, it kind of varies. Lately, I've been using it on silver just because, like I said, I don't really find all the much need to push the ball down the court when I have such great offensive players on my team. However, for most of you who are normal, you know, playing with not the greatest point guards, I'd probably say gold downhill is really nice to have on this. Just the fact that I have great speed, and that combined with downhill allows for such crazy fast break ability. And if you're playing with solid shooters as well at the 1 and the 2, it makes complete sense. And then I always recommend to keep that bronze bailout on no matter what. Maybe try break starter if you're playing pro-am, but we'll get to that maybe in this video as well. So you're gonna see this is, like I said, stage 3s. Now, if we're talking park 3s for a lot of you guys, I don't really know exactly how I'm gonna suggest to do this. Maybe depending on if you always play front back and you're just playing hedge defense, take off clamps. But when you're playing skilled stage players who are gonna run rim sharp at the big man spot, you're gonna be wanting to have that clamps on because generally on screen defense, I'm looking to switch everything. I'm talking like, you know, we're just going to play sides, simple as that, and I'll take the point guard when the time comes. So clamps is very important to me, and I'm always having brick wall on no matter what with this build because flat out it's, you know, not able to shoot, so I got to be setting screens. Or if I'm playing maybe on some like stupid ISO stuff, right? Like I'm talking my point guard is just going to flashy past me and I'm never going to set him picks, then I'll definitely be not using brick wall. But anyway, that's a very rare situation. As far as the 3s, like I said, this is generally what I'm gonna be rocking out with, but you may see me not use as much rim protector and more pogo stick if I'm on, like I said, park or something like that, or maybe drop the clamps a little bit, or if I'm playing where I really want to get testy, I'll do this right here. So I'll put on the defensive leader because it is very important to be able to see the numbers as well, and me being kind of the leader of the team and to be able to call out, you know, oh, it like this build is blank, blank, and blank, because it allows you to understand better what the build is rather than actually just seeing the percentage, because that's kind of a lie. But when you see a certain percent and it correlates in your mind, you know it's a play defender, 2-way sharp, pure sharp, whatever it may be. Y'all get the deal. Anyway, that's the 3v3 set. If we get to the 2v2, this is where things get a little more complicated because, like I said, for the finishing, it's more so who I'm playing with rather than what court. So I'll talk just for, say I'm on some ISO stuff or the flashy pass finishing. I'm probably going to drop relentless down to bronze, put that straight into fancy, maybe take off giant slayer, but it depends who I'm playing with. However, like I said, me being an inside and not having the best 3-point ability, sometimes I'm going to have to go at straight 7-3 pure rim protectors, so it makes sense to at least have this a little bit. I will say acrobat on a higher level has become a whole lot more useful, so that's where you're going to see me drop lob city finisher maybe a little bit down to bronze just for the back doors on the lobs rather than in the pick and roll sense, maybe put this to either gold or Hall of Fame. If I'm talking gold, we're gonna go silver on the Relentless. I feel like this is a pretty solid badge set when it comes to just trying to finish as like a true finisher in that sense. I'm always gonna be using slippery off ball no matter what. When I hit legend, this is definitely gonna change though. Like, I'm not gonna use this at all, just because then I'll probably be able to shoot pretty consistently with 50, 51, 52-ish three-pointer, something like that. And then obviously when it comes to 2v2, we're taking downhill off. I'm either gonna put that straight into bailout, or I rock out with like bronze space creator and maybe some handles for days on bronze, but you're probably gonna see me put whatever I have left over into bailout. It's a really good badge to have, just flat out, and it definitely saves you from some really bad turnovers. And I gotta stress too, as a slasher, it's very important to have this badge because you can just do the hop dunk, pass out of it right away rather than waiting to come down to the ground. And half the time, that's the difference between your teammate in the corner being able to shoot and not be able to shoot. And the pass back to you can get a lot more complicated in that sense as well. So as far as 2v2 goes on defense, again, this kind of varies with who I'm playing with. If the point guard on my team can switch on to bigs and I can guard ball, I'm gonna be rocking with this layout every single time. However, I do need to keep some pogo stick just for the situation of if we play like a great ISO big, or like a post score or anything like that. So generally, I'm probably gonna just drop all this stuff down like this, or maybe even just go to silver on this and keep the chase down on Hall of Fame. I don't like not having Hall of Fame chase down. It kind of makes me feel out of my element, whether it be in the hedge defense, whether it be just in the situation that I'm guarding ISO, all types of stuff like that. Now, if I'm playing the big man spot, like truly, and I have a lockdown on my team, which is not really the most often, but I'm definitely going to be using Hall of Fame pogo. So that's when I probably rock something like this as far as 2v2 goes. I know a lot of y'all are going to see this and you're like, yo, why the heck are you not using more box and rebound chaser? Me personally, with this build, and I'll go ahead and just show y'all this real quick too, for anybody who's new to the channel, I have 84 speed, 85 strength, or 84 strength and 85 vertical. This is at 99.0. Generally, I'm at 99.9 in this build, but it has great physicals. I feel like the better your physicals, the less you need things like rebound chaser, and I would definitely just recommend bronze box is literally all you need, in my opinion. But anyway, you can see, final look at the attributes right here, and we're going to switch over to the pure slash. Again, just giving you guys a quick little just idea for what I like to use as far as badges go, because I know it's been probably 3 or 4 months since I've updated you guys on this stuff. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the pure slash now. All right, y'all, so I realized it'd be a better idea to just show the attribute first. But anyway, this is my pure slasher build, 6'8". I should clarify as well, my finisher build is 6'9" for anybody who's new to the channel. And you can see on this one, I'm 99.0 as well. I have 98 driving dunk, 89 standing dunk. This isn't exactly the regular set you'll see on a pure slasher. This should have more standing dunk, but I lowered it a little bit. And you can see I went super low on close shot. Do I have any regrets on that? No, not really, because it allowed me to get max shooting badges, have really good playmaking set, and then still have solid defense. Even though I do lack in the steal and perimeter D aspect, I will say this build is not bad at defense, however. It's just, it lacks in certain situations you would definitely want to have, but you can't really have everything when it comes to building that pure slasher. But anyway, these are the badges that I'm rocking out with. Like I said, I'm going to show the 3v3, then 2v2. Actually, no. First of all, I'm going to show 2v2 because it's very rare that I'm going to hop on the 3v3 with this build. So I'm just going to go ahead and run the 2v2 badge set, and then maybe I'll explain a few adjustments you can make if you're running 3v3 with this build. But the thing that's tough to figure out with threes on this is how it fits in on the court. Personally, I feel like this build was just made to play twos and kind of grind rep, but I'm still going to show you what I got. So again, this is for 2v2, this is what I'm using. So I only use bronze Lob City finisher again because the only reason I really recommend to use this high or even relentless is when you're running the true inside big pick and roll where the big's gonna hedge a lot and try to recover back to you on the pick and roll for the lobs and stuff. So the more Lob City finisher you have in that sense and the relentless finisher, the more you're gonna finish the lobs. However, with this build, if the only time I'm gonna be catching a lob is on a backdoor where I'm standing on the wing waiting for the ball and they're playing too tight. So they're not going to be all the most contested alley-oops in the first place, so I don't really need this too high. And to be able to put fancy footwork to Hall of Fame is super important. Obviously, you guys are going to see, I'm a big fan of the fancy, contact, and slithery trio. Those are really, most of the time, always going to be on Hall of Fame unless I'm truly just playing backseat to my point guard. And then Acrobat on Hall of Fame is a necessity as well. However, if you're attacking the bigs, now I'll just explain this too. This build is meant to be able to shoot, and it actually can as well. It's just I have to play with the right situation, like as in probably like a 6'5" to 6'7" playmaking defender build. And then, generally I'm not going to want to use Giant Slayer too high because the whole point behind this is if I'm running the big man spot and my teammate can't really ISO all that well and I still have to take it at the big man, I'm going to want to use this as high as possible. So it all just kind of varies upon that. I would say the less confident I am that my point guard can ISO, the more I'm going to go with Giant Slayer and the less I'm going to go with Acrobat. But y'all get the deal pretty much on that finishing stuff. And then again, this is mostly just for 2v2. I have gold catch and shoot. I know a lot of people sit here and tell me like, yo, Laker, this thing maxes out at like bronze, silver, whatever it may be. Listen, I don't really care because I can shoot really well on this build, and I don't understand why. I keep my meter on and everything like that too. You see, I use, a lot of people would say the shooting badge set that I use is kind of dumb because I use range extender on gold. I use catch and shoot on gold as well, clutch shooter on bronze. The only badge people would even advocate for me is probably like, you know, the bronze corner specialist, and even at that they probably think I should use it higher. I don't use hot zone hunter because me as a pure slasher, I'm attacking the rim a lot, and I don't really have a lot of games to build up my hot zone sometimes. And for instance, like my last 25 could literally be 2 attempted 3-pointers, but then I could be playing with ISO where I do build up some hot zones. It just varies. The more hot zone hunter you build, maybe in a comp situation you probably just want to take range extender off and put it in the hot zone hunter if you have the hot zones. But I just think it's super fun to be able to shoot from like deep wing with 53 pointer, and it actually works really well too. And again, that's why having catch and shoot is pretty premium as well. Anyway, moving on to playmaking. You're gonna see again, I'm a big fan of the bailout, quick first steps, always staying on gold. And then we got gold needle threader as well, silver handles for days, bronze space creator, and silver unpluckable. I would say nothing really changes too much with this unless I want to just have some fun, in which situation I'm probably going to drop the needle threader down a little bit and put on gold space creator. But you can see, I mean, it's about everything I would even want for the playmaking badges. Maybe if I want to get like super crazy, I'll go ahead and just do this and I'll just rock the gold ankle breaker. But this badge isn't all the most effective. It's just fun to use in the sense of like doing half spins and snatchbacks and stuff. But anyway, like I said, this layout right here is probably what you guys are going to see from me for the most part. It helps with the passing. To have gold bailout even with low pass accuracy, it helps a ton. And I would say maybe flashy passer, but my pass accuracy just does not allow for me to complete flashy passes. And then I play the big man spot as far as defense goes on twos. So I use the silver pogo, silver intimidator, got to keep the bronze box and bronze rim protector. I feel like when it comes to defensive badges, bronze ones are so important. Like chase down, box, and rim are so important to have at least bronze. Pogo stick, I feel like the minimum you should use is silver. I don't think bronze works all that well. It's just too slow. Silver is like the perfect speed when it comes to like the hop ability. And then I don't necessarily need to use the bronze clamps, but I just feel so lost on defense if I don't have this, and where I just can't like guard ISO or body people up, and it's very frustrating too. And then, like I said, for the most part on defense, I'm just playing pretty tight on ball handlers if I have to, and forcing them to drive and try to get chase down blocks, or I'm pretty much just going to be able to kind of guard some spot up that's like a rim sharp or anything like that. So anyway, that is my breakdown on the pure slash badges. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the play slash now. So now we got the facilitating finisher. As a lot of y'all know, I don't really play on this build too often. I've shown a couple videos on it, and it can be fun as well, and I'm probably gonna readdress this build or reassess everything when I hit legend, because the thing that holds me back from playing on this build is definitely the defense. But I feel like if I get the 11 defensive badges, that would definitely increase my wanting to play on this build, and I'd be able to have 23 shooting, 35 playmaking, and 28 finishing. So I feel like everything included as far as hitting legend would make me want to play on this more, but to have one defensive badge definitely hurts a lot. But anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this build, but as you can see, it has the most ability to shoot of any of my slasher builds other than my 6-foot BP build, but that's a topic for another day. We'll maybe address that later in the year. Anyway, you can see great pass accuracy, post moves, finishing ability is 85 for the contact dunks. You get the pro dribble moves as well. Anyway, I'll go ahead and just speak as to the badges. So you're gonna see it's pretty much the same thing when it comes to the way I use this build. It's always gonna be on 2s. This build doesn't really fit into the 3s too often. If you're a slasher and you don't have at least one of the 2 things between shooting ability and screen setting ability, I would say you lack pretty badly. And screen setting ability sets it pretty short. You still gotta have good defense and everything too, bring good rebounding to the table. And I understand with a pure slash, maybe you're able to rebound pretty well anyway, but y'all get the deal. You gotta be able to be one of the 2 things, a great screen setter in like pick and roller, or a great shooter in that sense too. So this build mainly only plays on the 2v2 in the terms of like the ISO, kind of just dodging lock and going at the weakest matchup and just spotting up corner. But anyway, you can see the Hall of Fame fancy, contact, and slithery, simple as that. I like to keep the bronze on all 3 of these badges at the very least, and then silver acrobat. If I had more finishing badges, like I said, I'd mostly put that into acrobat. And then you can see on the shooting, I do keep my hot zones pretty high on this, so it'd be pretty easy to just keep this hot zone hunter on gold. You see, I don't have clutch shooter on this. honestly, this is how long it's been since I played on this build too. What I would probably suggest is to not use Green Machine, but I don't know, in the sense of like, you know, being on a little bit higher and more skilled shooter, like shooting build, I would say maybe Green Machine helps a little bit. Probably just go ahead and rock something like this, or for my liking, and again, this is all my liking, shooting in my opinion is very up to me when it comes to that. I don't really use other people's advice because, you know, what I try to do and like copy people in that sense, it doesn't really work the best for me. So I kind of just stick to what works best for myself in my own experience. You can see, as far as the playmaking badges go, this is kind of a cluster. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this because I don't really play on this build too often. I would say this Hall of Fame Space Creator is super fun. And you see, I do have the ability to rock the Hall of Fame Floor General and Gold Dimer. A lot of times you could use the Hall of Fame Dimer. It's just it accelerates your teammate's jump shot speed. And a lot of times they're not used to that, like, change if you're not always playing with the Hall of Fame Dimer on the catch and shoots. But anyway, you can see, keep the bronze bailout at the very least. If you want to like truly be functional with this, you definitely want to go higher on the bailout. Probably drop the Space Creator down quite a bit and go into Unpluckable with that. And then I'd say this is the best functional standpoint you could use. And then for the defensive badge, I always keep Intimidator no matter what. Gotta use this. I mean, to have one defensive badge hurts quite a bit, but y'all get the deal. Anyway, I didn't want to spend too much time talking about this build just because I don't use it too often, but I just kind of want to put y'all on the facilitating finishers. I know there's a lot of you out there, so I just wanted to put you guys on to what badges to use. But anyway, that's all for the vid. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Try to see 1 to 500 likes like I was saying, and if you made it to the very end of the video, put finishing in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. But anyway, other than that, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed, and stay tuned to some of these videos coming up too. I got some really good ideas as far as like content goes. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, and other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.